Brock Lesnar was never built to be loved. He was built to be unavoidable. In an industry that survives on cheers, chants, and constant approval, Brock Lesnar became one of WWE's most dominant figures without begging for applause, without weekly appearances, and without emotional connection to the audience. He didn't chase the fans. He didn't need them. And that wasn't rebellion. It was strategy. We has always presented itself as fan-driven. Heroes, villains, and charismatic performers depended on crowd reaction. But perception and reality are different. In the 80s and 90s, stars like Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin thrived on audience energy. Their popularity fueled merchandise and ticket sales. The formula seemed simple. Wrestlers needed the crowd. Then Brock Lesnar arrived in 2002 and quietly shattered that assumption. Visual suggestion, montage of classic Attitude Era. Then abrupt switch to Lesnar's WWE debut. Lesnar was introduced not as a personality, but as a threat. Minimal talking, maximum destruction. In 2004, at his career peak, Lesnar walked away burnout, frustration, a desire to test himself elsewhere. For WWE, this was a vulnerability. Audience numbers fluctuated. The company needed its next anchor. What happens when your most dominant star doesn't care about full-time appearances? He tested the NFL briefly, then entered Ultimate Fighting Championship, capturing the heavyweight title in 2008. Legitimacy outside WWE would become his ultimate leverage. When Lesnar returned to WWE in 2012, he was no longer just a wrestler, he was a legitimate global threat. WWE stopped presenting him as a performer. They presented him as a special attraction. Minimal appearances, less speaking. His manager, Paul Heyman, conveyed his persona. Absence creates value. Scarcity builds anticipation. Every Lesnar match now felt consequential. He ended The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. A myth collapsed in minutes. Shock became his currency. The business engine. By the 2010s, WWE revenue shifted heavily to media rights deals. Networks paid for ratings and big-name attractions. Lesnar's limited schedule perfectly fit this model. His rare appearances spiked viewership. Merchandising was distinct, not colorful, kid-friendly, but dark, dangerous, and exclusive. Scarcity increased value. We leveraged his presence to create appointment viewing. He wasn't a roster member. He was a high-value corporate asset. Lesnar rarely sought validation. Boos didn't weaken him, they reinforced legitimacy. Unlike others, his aura relied on physical credibility. Audience understood he could dominate in multiple arenas, WWE or UFC. WWE manufactured dominance. Opponents fed to him strategically. Losses rare. Championships symbolic of inevitability. Mystique is more powerful than familiarity. And mystique does not require love. American audiences respect singular forces figures who operate on their own terms. Lesnar embodied this. Rural background, minimal media presence, disinterest in celebrity culture. Fans debated his schedule and effort, which increased engagement. Controversy itself became profitable. Even hatred drives attention. Even resentment creates monetization. Lesnar inverted the traditional wrestler audience relationship. Most fight for reaction. Lesnar treated reaction as irrelevant. Authority came from positioning, not popularity. WWE protected this positioning it showcased corporate control. Power is created internally, not voted on externally. Brock symbolized this: absence, legitimacy, strategic booking, CORPORATE protection. He did not survive on applause. He thrived on inevitability. Brock Lesnar was not the most beloved star. He was something more durable. He was engineered inevitability. And inevitability does not ask to be cheered. It simply arrives. Because in sports entertainment, power is not given. It is engineered.